welcome to the very first video on this channel, and it is the UEFA Champions League quarterfinal draw, and I'm going to be saying my predictions and my thoughts and everything. So if you're brand new to the channel, this is a Xavi Ball podcast where we just talk about everything in the football / soccer world, whatever you want to call it. Mainly it's going to be European, mainly the focus will be Barcelona. But when the Champions League is here or something major is happening in the Premier League, I will give my commentary on that. So yeah, let's get that out of the way. So the first round that we have Real Madrid versus Chelsea Football Club. And this one, I'm going to say this straight up right now, I think this is going to be the easiest matchup. No disrespect to Chelsea. No disrespect. I know they did pretty well against Borussia Dortmund. They are going on a decent run of form finally. But I don't think Graham Potter has enough. To me, all season, he's proven to me that he is just not ready for the big leagues. He has not been able to manage his team. And I know it's difficult. I know that having all these signings like Modric and Enzo Fernandez and all these great players that have been signed, I know this is tough. This is difficult for a manager. Getting these new players, getting these egos in check, especially for him who doesn't really have experience with bigger teams. I know it's a difficult job, but he's not ready. But Chelsea and Real Madrid are so opposite right now that I just don't see any way Chelsea is this inexperienced team of youngsters, expensive youngsters who so far have not been able to mesh well, while Real Madrid is this very talented, very experienced core of players who have a lot of experience winning the UEFA Champions League. And I'm sorry, this is the most one-sided out of all of them. While I hate Real Madrid as a Barcelona fan, to me, Real Madrid are different in the UEFA Champions League. To me, they are the favorites. I do think they'll win both games, right? They'll beat them in the Stamford Bridge and then at the Santiago Bernabeu. So I think easily Real Madrid wins this first one. Now, the second matchup is Manchester City versus Bayern Munich, and this is easily the most entertaining of both. And because this one, honestly, this one's the most difficult one to guess. I genuinely think that Manchester City is going to win, but I don't think it's going to be easy. I think at the Etihad, Manchester City will win, but at the Bayern Munich Stadium, the Allianz Arena, Bayern will win. But I think it's going to be a narrowed up match. I think ultimately this game is really going to be defined by, can Haaland do it at the Allianz Arena? I feel like Haaland, having a losing record against Bayern Munich, is going to want to strike up. And I feel like Haaland wants to prove himself so much right now, especially in the Champions League. He's the top scorer, and especially because let's not deny Mbappe and Haaland right now. There's a debate right there about these youngsters. Everyone wants to see who's the next Messi, Ronaldo, and I think right now Haaland wants to get into that argument because right now Mbappe has a World Cup and a World Cup final. But how much more can Haaland do by being like, you got a World Cup, but I got a UEFA Champions League? Not saying the Champions League is more important. I'm just saying, hey, I got it. So I do think this match is going to be defined on whether or not Haaland can do it. I also think Pep Guardiola is going to need to be confident in his tactics. One of the issues I have with Guardiola is there's been times where there will be like a game and he'll make a stupid decision. I mean, we go back to 2020 when he made stupid changes against Lyon and they got knocked out in the quarterfinals, or when he was in the final in 2021 against Chelsea and he decided to put a false nine Gundogan when he had Gabriel Jesus and Sergio Aguero in the bench. So really it's going to be defined by whether or not Guardiola and Haaland can get on the same page, whether or not they can use the right tactics, and whether Haaland has what it takes to take it to the next round. However, Bayern Munich is a team filled with experience. Similar to Real Madrid, they know what it's like to win this competition. They've been pretty far before. This is a team that has a lot of youngsters who want to win another Champions League or want to win their first Champions League. So Bayern Munich, really this is a game that betting on this game is going to be difficult because this isn't a one-sided match. This is the most complex of all the matches we have. But if I was to bet my money, I think Manchester City will get on the next round. Now, for the third fixture, it is Napoli versus AC Milan, another entertaining matchup. And now, I'll say this right now. I kind of want AC Milan to win because Zlatan Ibrahimovic, this is his last chance to win the UEFA Champions League for a player who's been so great like him, for a player who has shined in the European stage, whether it's the Premier League, the Liga, the Serie A, wherever he goes, he shines. However, Napoli this season has been phenomenal. The destruction of Liverpool earlier in the year, the way they've been dominating Serie A, being nearly 20 points up. Napoli has been so dominating, while AC Milan this season has had times where they've looked a little shaky. So I just don't see AC Milan really being able to go to the next stage, even though they have a lot of talented players like Rafael Leon, or Leao. I don't know why I said Leon. But I think Napoli, with Osimhen and all the great players that they have on their team, I think this is going to be Napoli cruising past. Now for the final fixture, it is Inter Milan versus Benfica. Now this one, I already see a lot of people counting this as an easy Inter Milan win. But I think this is going to be much more difficult because I genuinely think Benfica this season has been great. Just look at how they played against both Juventus and PSG. I know both teams aren't perfect, but still, for a team like Benfica, they should never be able to cross paths like that. But I know they lost Enzo Fernandez. I know a lot of people are counting out Benfica because no one really knows Benfica. But I'm going to say this right now. I think this Benfica team is similar to that Ajax team that went to the semifinals in 2019, or like that AS Monaco team and back in 2017 that went to the semifinals, or Lyon or RB Leipzig that both went to the semifinals a couple years back. Same thing with Spurs in 2019 and going all the way to the final of the UEFA Champions League. I think this Benfica team similar to that, or like that Villarreal team last year. Every year there's always that one surprise package in the UEFA Champions League, and I genuinely think it's Benfica. They got a lot of young talented players. They have a young core. They have players who understand each other. They have a manager who understands the players. And while Inter Milan's great, they have Lautaro Martinez. They have all these great players. While I think Inter Milan's great, there's also been times in the season that Inter have not done very well. And that shows you in the Serie A table. So my money is on Benfica. I think Benfica is making it to the semifinals. So my prediction is Real Madrid, Manchester City, Benfica, and Napoli. Want to know what's something crazy? Napoli, AC Milan, Inter Milan, and Benfica have a chance to reach the final of a UEFA Champions League. That's insane. But what I genuinely think, and this is just my prediction now, my prediction might change once the semifinals come around, but I think the final is going to be Napoli versus Manchester City. I just think right now this season Manchester City has a point to prove. They are losing in the Premier League, right? I don't think they'll win the Premier League. I think that's Arsenal's to win, or to lose, I mean. And I think they have a bit of revenge towards Real Madrid. Although then again, I've said that about Liverpool for the last fucking 5-ish years, however long it's been since 2018, right? But I think that Manchester City is different gravy this year. I think Napoli has been amazing this year. I think this is Napoli's greatest football season of all time. And I just think that's going to be the final. But I do think Benfica is going to be a surprise package. I think this is going to be a great lineup. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. You guys let me know in the comment sections down below, what do you think about this? This is my very first episode here on this new channel. This is now off, we're going off the rails, but I just want to do this. For those who follow my main channel, Multiverse of Movies, you guys know I love talking about football, soccer, whatever you want to call it. And I wanted to have a specific channel where I can just come on and talk about soccer. I know there's a few of my subscribers that like hearing me talk about soccer, and I was like, hey, I want to do YouTube more for fun, because in the last couple of years I've kind of gone into some stuff, and I wanted to have something where this doesn't have to be drama. It can just be fun, right? I want to cover the UEFA Champions League, even though I'm a Barcelona fan, right? Still, I want to cover all this kind of sports, all this soccer, football conversations going on. So anyways, please support the channel, smash the like button, do whatever you got to do, subscribe if you're new, turn on the notification bell, leave a comment down below. Let me know your predictions. Do you agree, disagree, whatever it is, let us know in the comment section down below. I'll see y'all in the next one.
Where do you go to? Where do you go? Where do you go to? I wanna know. How do you do it? That thing you do. Follow you blindly, I'll be your fool. Cinderella.